And so, as we return, you guys are on the road to Vallaki, hurrying back to the one place you know to be safe. When upon the road, there's a pair of figures ahead of you.
Oh, fuck, it's these guys, these people.
As you close, they kind of... you notice that as they've been walking, they've been sort of scanning the edge of the woods. And as they see you, they look up, and in a moment, they almost seem surprised as their hands go to the scimitars of their belt before they stop. Huh. Hello, friends. Tell us.
Speak for yourself.
No reason to be rude, Hill Dweller.
Plenty of fucking...
Yeah, out of our way, please. We're kind of in a hurry.
Oh, what's the rush?
Actually-
Stay, have a drink.
No, we have something chasing us. You should probably go that way as well.
They share a glance between each other, then smiling before bringing in laughter.
Moving forward.
And they both kind of level their gazes back to you. We know. Our Lord bid us stop you.
Oh, fucking Vistani cunts!
Yeah, and we're not really likely to
I
stop.
don't appreciate. Look, we're not gonna stop. You're sent to stop us. You know how this goes. You know how this is gonna end. I'm gonna take no pleasure in doing this, as you probably won't take any in doing it.
There's no reason to throw y'all's lives away. We're heading on our way. You can easily just let us pass. We've no qualms with you or your people.
Donnel,
We've spoken to Madame Ava. We've been in her camp. You're good people. You have the capacity to be good people. Just let us through.
Did you miss the part where they said Strahd is their boss?
I missed the
we
part
are
where they're...
talking about this, right?
But you can let us through.
Your persuasion test.
Just a
Donald,
lean
if I ever
Head-
needed you to roll well...
head leaning over. Yeah, just Sesna
Fuck.
leaning over. If they don't hold this, we're knocking them out and running. That's it.
It's better than a 6.
Yeah.
All 5 better, actually.
There's a long, solemn moment between the two of them, where they draw their scimitars. The one to your guys' right, staring you down. You know, if he wasn't so mad right now, you might have had a deal.
I apologize for the headache you're gonna have in a few moments.
Initiative.
Yep. Going on up, folks.
Well, I can guarantee 2 of us will be trying to take people alive. Well, not take them alive, but just knock them out. One person has an axe.
I can guarantee you we can just, like, run right past them. These guys probably don't have Sentinel.
I mean, I can guarantee you I can run past them. Just one's getting past them. Bye! You can't catch me! Why were there 2 initiatives for all chain?
Caerwyn.
Oh, thank goodness. Part of it was like, suddenly wolves. Suddenly wolves.
Also, Jeffrey, you didn't send yours to the trackers. You hadn't clicked on your token yet.
Okay, well, just send me the thing.
You fool!
You may act last. No, Sesna?
I mean, whoop, and just gonna crack. We're gonna crack this one upside the head real quick. as we're just gonna do the regular monk unarmed against him. Wham! Okay. Good.
Oh no!
Thank you.
As he
And
glances
then
off the shoulder of his
pummel
leather jerkin.
And then, I mean, I have the magic sunlight sword. Can I just pommel strike him with that since my offhand?
You may.
Technically that's a 22, but I didn't add it to the thing. But D6, D5, and then with that last key point, doop doop doop.
Alright. So they were
I
at
assume
that one
Oh.
first.
Hold on. They were all up there, yes.
Alright. The pommel strike catches him hard in the chest, and then both your other two strikes do also land.
Badoosh. Badoosh. All non-lethal. This takes 20.
As with a glancing palm strike, the pommel of the sword, and then a pair of quick knees to the gut, he goes down, unconscious on the ground from the pain. And
What is, out of curiosity, what is this fellow's reaction of "we're gonna stop you" as I just ran up and just knocked the shit out of his friend?
gritted his teeth, planted his feet, and, well, for lack of a better term, thought of England.
Senor, would you say my fist in this Titan's Knuckles gauntlet is heavy?
I'm sorry, try that one again?
Would you say
Not
that
heavy
my
enough to
fist-
deal more than 1 point of damage.
Would you say that my fist inside these Titan stone knuckles is a heavy weapon?
No.
Well, then I'm gonna hit him with my axe. And taking that heavy weapon because Sesna's right there. That's an 11. That's a 15.
Oh, you mean Great Weapon Master.
Master.
That's a hit.
D12 plus 18. Hang on. Yeah, plus 18. Hang on. Check my math.
It is 6
God
for your
bless
strength.
you, son.
Okay, I'm not raging, so it's only 16.
Yeah. Only 16, I
God bless you, service you did for your country.
I should like to do non-lethal damage.
Nope!
Alright, fine.
I'm gonna tell you right now, doesn't matter how many non-lethal damage you do, you non-lethally eject his ribs through the front of his chest.
17.
Weirdly, that's
Variant-
less than I did.
So... Jesus.
Weirdly, he lives.
I mean, you're not sure if he's
His
alive
axe
or dead.
blades. It's his skull.
You're not sure if he's alive or dead, but there's... Your axe digs into his back, cracks through a couple of his ribs, and you feel something kind of resist before popping before you rip your axe out and he collapses to the ground.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, I feel bad for this gentleman in particular.
Priest,
Is it weird?
save that.
Weird that my brain goes to just. Is it weird that my brain just goes to hitting commoners, even though they had weapons and were trying to harm us?
I mean, commoners could have weapons and try to harm you.
So,
The two are not
Fair.
mutually exclusive.
yeah, to Caerwyn, pointing at this one, save him, and then I'm going to keep going.
Caerwyn will throw out a spare the dying as he makes his way past. With that, we can go ahead and take you guys off of this map.
We're going
Save your
to
soul.
stop. We've been sent to stop you. Really?
Listen, motherfucker, we don't think we can do it, but but we're required to try.
I was nice. Not so much.
Look, if my fist was a heavy weapon, I'd have been nice too.
Yeah, my
No.
fist could deal as much damage as my axe.
No, it wouldn't have been as much damage. It would have been like 17. Maybe. Yeah, 17.
Exactly as much damage as your axe.
Only when I crit failed.
You didn't crit fail, you just rolled a 1.
I mean,
There's no crit fail, crit
like,
success on damage.
anyways, we move on.
So, look, I'll let him describe the scene as we're running up to Vallaki.
You make your way to the wooden palisade of Vallaki, desperately waving and trying to get the attention of the guards.
Open the gate, Luna. Linsky, open the gate, you fuck.
It should be noted, she hasn't loosened her almost death grip on this sword. She's just waving around a sword of sun like, hey! Hey! Help! Assistance!
Lessig, open the gate.
Isaac! Jacques, get the plate up! Get the plate up!
Except instead of the freaking natives, it's just wolves. Just it's like, oh no, you can die out there.
Oh, die for yourself. Full of Sergeant Schultz, I saw nothing!
Anyways,
But yes, you rush towards the gates of the palisade, desperately waving your hands and weapon, trying to get the
calling out
guards'
every
attention.
guard's name I know.
There's the
Go
sounds of
through the
creatures
list.
growling and howling in the woods behind you. And as the guards take note of you, you're running past abandoned houses on the road. They take note of you. You can see them looking like, they're running at us with a drawn weapon,
Lessig, open the gate.
Yeah, you see them starting to, like, lower pikes, like,
Oh, you know me.
You're currently charging!
We were here earlier today to help this vampire spawn, please!
You see them, like, thinking for a long moment. You see the one
Oh,
above
God.
the gate just kind of, like, throw his pike down and just start working at the winch, just starting to drag the poor Coles up. And you hear the guards below screaming, like, what are you doing? He's, like, gonna kill us! I'm doing what's right!
I'm pretty sure we'll get up on a technicality!
And you see...
Isaac will kill you for not letting us through, thanks!
You see that he cranks it up about, like, waist high and then just holds it. Get under now!
I throw the priest under.
Gonna dive under.
As this has been the theme of me during this whole game tonight.
And she gets wacky sometimes.
Because
Anyway,
this priest is a narcoleptic for some reason.
narcoleptic,
Anyways,
not narcoleptic.
it's a narcoleptic for some reason, and after throwing him under, I will slide under the gate.
Just Donald slide, and then the pot comes off, and then he has to reach for it at the last second.
Fuck it, let's indie this shit up, let's go.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da.
Donna, you slide. There's that moment where the guard's hand was to slip a bit as the portcullis drops just an inch, catches the pot, slaps it off your head as you slide under, and you kind of dart your hand back out, drag it back through before he lets go. The portcullis slams back into position.
No ha!
Just
Church!
laying on
now.
the ground.
No!
Oh,
Church!
that's a fair point. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh god.
To the church we go.
Thankfully, we're on the right side of the town.
Up there, sliding the priest
Left
out
side.
of the gate. I pick him up again and run.
But yes, you guys hurry to the church.
Throw open the door. Throw him in the church.
As you reach the church grounds, there's this feeling of warmth and safety. The
Oh my
foggy
god,
clouds,
man, what's
dinner.
crazy about the bones?
Now falling on the floor and just breathing.
Yeah. As you all meet.
And rest on one of the pews.
Yeah, Father Petrovic and the church boy, the altar boy, yes, you're kind of looking at a lot of you having just stormed in and thrown yourselves around the place.
I drop the priest and I turn around and I close the church doors.
Father was
And
just like, what is... What?
tell you in a minute. Okay, so is there like a thing to put down, like on the door now? Like, is there like a big
weirdly, the
big
church
block of
doors
wood?
are not... Weirdly, the church doors are not barred.
They should be. It's your last chance of safety. Anyways, I'm gonna make note of this.
Yeah, there's this thing about God's house being always open.
Yeah. Have you looked outside?
Always open. Let's just invite Strahd in.
Always open.
Always open to anybody who isn't undead.
Anyways, so yeah,
Or a
Uh,
fae, fiend, or celestial.
what is
let us-
going on?
What is it?
Just Sigismund sort of turning, responding to the priest. Okay, so, found that sword. Up on the mansion, up on the hill. Strahd was very upset about that.
Sword? What sword? Are you...
I point at the monk
This
with
one,
the redhead.
holding the blinding sunlight sword.
Yeah, the priest kind of holding his hand in front of his eyes, like, that is very well.
Yeah, now I see that too. Damn.
Yeah, at this point, Ismark sort of coming out of the side room, kind of looking at the group of you. My friend.
Back inside. Back inside. Make sure she's safe.
Who are you talking about?
We'll explain later. Let's catch our damn breaths. Make sure she's safe, Ismark.
Ismark looks to the lot of you before stepping back inside and closing the door again. And you can hear them. You can hear there's a bit of a disagreement on the other side of the door, but it eventually dies down.
Oh. Second wind.
I'm just gonna use a short rest. I'm
Just gonna sit down on the pews and just like ooze into it.
See? Knew it'd be alright. Donald's gonna go find a quiet corner and just kind of sit.
I'm making note of where people. Okay.
While the others are taking their short rest, just taking the pot off his head and kind of holding it to his chest and just leaning back. Just before raising it to his hand and just speaking quietly to his pot. Hey, Pa.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I haven't talked to you much recently. Kinda good reason for that. Lots been going on. A lot. But just letting you know I'm still alive, and when I figure out how to get back to Tal'Dorei, I'll be going to find you. After all this mess, I don't think no Ravager orc's gonna stop me from finding you, Pa.
The problem won't be finding him. It'll be convincing him to leave.
Nah, he'll be carrying him out of there because his pelvis will be shattered.
No, son, I can't leave. But why, Father? I'm an orc. No, I have an orc wife now. But you never divorced Mom. I never loved your mother.
I know, Donald, this is the Middle Ages. Polygamy is actually very common.
I have 3 orc wives and 24 orc children who, I mean, you probably carved your way through several of your brothers and sisters on the way in here, so.
So enjoy fratricide.
So give me your hand, because I'm branding you as a kinslayer.
Anyway.
And Donald's just talking to his pot in the corner.
So yeah, because they're all clearly doing a thing. When I'm done resting, I'm gonna go knock on that door.
The door.
Uh,
Anybody else doing anything? Anybody else declaring anything during the rest, Pat?
As he is knocking on the door, I walk up behind him and slash his throat.
Oh! Oh!
I must say no.
Enjoy character number 3, bitch.
We never liked you, Sigismund.
You let us into that trap. Wait.
No shit, that's what you hired me for.
You know what? That's fair. Mr. Caerwyn, fix his neck.
No shit.
Well, no, you slit his throat and blood for it. It's too like.
Mr. Caerwyn, I can't understand him. Fix
no
his throat.
shit.
Anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say, it's the feeling, because the basically death grip has not loosed yet. Is there still that feeling of, like, cold vines wrapping around my arm and...
Now that you're within the church, that feeling is faded.
I want to take the time over the short rest to just see if I can't figure out anything about this sword, as it were. Just observation and puzzling things out, basically.
Nice.
And I don't know if that would be a test or if you would just let me...
No, you're attuning to it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Change his friend's proper stats because he's distracted doing stuff instead of paying attention like he should have been and shit done.
What fucking stats? Nothing should attack us in the church, Jesus.
No, the stats
No,
for the...
never mind.
Well-
Fine. Isaac walks in. I heard the woman I've been seeing in my dreams is here. Get out.
I throw my sword to his chest. The little one, not the cool one.
moment.
Oh my god, that's cool.
Not done just yet. Again, Shin is very bad at these things. Because he forgot that he had to do this while shit was going on this week.
Yeah, just think, Shane. You'll have time to fix what you're gonna prepare for tomorrow.
Tomorrow's fucking Witcher.
Are you sure?
almost done. I'm sorry. Still not right. You should now be able to see the sword sunlight in your handouts. And during the rest, Sesna, as you sort of experimentally twirl the blade a bit, it has the balance you'd expect, considering the blade is light. It doesn't seem to bother you at all to swing it.
Trains. Oh, and actually reading it.
And you find that as you're sort of as you're kind of exploring with it, you find that with a thought you can cause the blade to sort of extend and retract.
God, wow! Now reading this, I really want to keep a hold of this sword.
It's kind of so good.
What is Donald currently doing?
He has not left that corner and is still talking to his pot quietly.
Okay, I'm gonna leave him to do this thing for a while.
Actually, it's been an hour.
This is during that hour.
Yeah. If it okay, wait, so this is the end of the hour? Because I know it takes an hour to attune. Like, how long have I been sitting in this corner? Because it does not take an hour to reconcile what he was doing.
Maybe about 30 minutes, 30, 45, because this is still her sort of exploring and kind of coming to terms.
Okay. If it's in about 30, 45 minutes, he has since just kind of nodded to the pot and put it back on his head and is now pulling out his boot knife again. And is just going back to sharpening the blade, because now I have my boot knife. Because Strahd didn't want to throw my sword into a softer pile of dirt.
I mean, you're trying to throw it in a nice soft pile at you.
Look, I would have at least had it. If his aim didn't suck, I'd have my sword still. Actually, no, I'm just gonna polish his shield a bit. Just look at the shield. Forget the dagger. The shield is nice. It's kept me alive.
I'm gonna get up and head over to the corner that Donald's in.
You're not gonna hit me for taking you into the sky, are you?
Well, no, I would have done that by now.
Fair.
Do me a favor and stand up.
Alright. Is he gonna stand up? More than a little concerned now.
Could you give me a free hand?
Going to extend his free hand.
I then cut it. Oh, no.
I am your father! This doesn't make sense!
What?
That's
No,
literally
no,
impossible.
no, see, no, see, I wasn't gonna punch you for bringing me into the air. If I was gonna punch you, I would have done it immediately after landing. This, however...
Runs the sword through his chest. This was personal.
And now to inherit my life, even more, my immortal life as a vampire.
Strahd von Zarovich sends his regards.
And then I cut off her head.
Did Did you not think it was
I mean,
strange that
they're the
I arrived as soon as the mist
Like,
hit?
actually bring it on!
But yeah. We're not betraying each other for the secret deals that Strahd's made with all of us yet.
I haven't had
Oh,
one
we
with
still most
yet.
Oh, he has done with you. We didn't even make any deals.
Yeah, I don't pretend
Silly
to, so.
Sigismund.
Anywho.
But yeah, going to put the put the sword into his hand. Just wrap both my my hands around his. Take a deep breath and start almost. Well, to him, it sounds like a sort of chant or cadence or something of that variety in Celestial.
Which I can understand.
Oh shit! Well, it's more or less basically a really no one have to do this, but doing a prayer to Sesna. Serenray, there's her name. Doing a prayer to Serenray. And then closing her eyes, focusing, and just starts to harness the ripple and just starts to push it into, or focus it into the sword again. Have the blade grow brighter and brighter and brighter still, to the point when it's basically who turned on the sun in the church. And
Shit out.
I stare into it. I now
Once
take a
it's out,
permanent
it's-
disadvantage on all ranged attacks.
how you ever throw your sword?
As the sun continues to get brighter, I'm gonna go knock on that door and just walk into the room. Then close the door. Because fuck my eyes.
Mark is walking into the room.
Why is there a sun outside? Inside, in fact.
Like as he opens the door, come in.
Walk in, close the door. I see a bed is open, I move over there and I lay down on it.
After a few moments, that's just going to let go. It dims a bit, but stays.
Okay.
And stumbles back, and falls, just gasping for breath.
Hey, you alright? You didn't need to go and blind us all now.
I did another dumb thing. I was hoping that, well, I expected the blade to go out if I handed it to you, so I kind of channeled as much as I could into it.
Well, I appreciate that, but I don't want you hurting yourself like this, Sesna. Come on, let's get you somewhere you can rest. Just going to help her to a pew.
Alright, so I may have missed the beginning of what you said. Did you put it in his hand, or are you still holding it?
Yes. I put it into his hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I have left the shield on my back now and I'm just helping her. Had not let go of the sword yet, because I don't know what to make of this. This is weird.
Just gonna... Oh!
As you help us into a pew and she sits, your gaze falls upon the platinum hilt in your hand, the blade of light extending from it. And suddenly there's a flash. Suddenly, you're somewhere else.
I'm stabbing Strahd.
Glancing around, you're in the training hall. Or a training hall, rather.
Not again, please!
There are...
Please no. Please don't.
There are wooden training dummies hanging from chains along the wall so that they can absorb the impact and rattle a bit. and you're exhausted. Sweat runs down your cheeks. A wooden training blade is heavy in your hands. But as you look up, there's a bit of pride in your heart as you meet eyes with an older gentleman. Or, well, a man older than yourself at any rate. The dark hair and eyes. You recognize Strahd, though his skin is a far more healthy pallor. And he smiles as he places a hand on your shoulder. Well done, little brother. You're almost ready to come with me. Almost. But
I'm.
I suppose for all your efforts, you do deserve this. And he steps away to one of the racks and comes back with a sword in its scabbard. And you recognize that platinum hilt. The same one you'd seen in your hand before. And as Strahd draws it, the blade of the sword is not steel, but a golden crystalline form. He gives it a couple quick swishes through the air before reversing his grip, catching it by the blade and holding it out to you. Take it, little brother. It's yours now.
I'm not going to say anything again, because the dream took control last time, but I want to try and focus on this. I don't want to let it go. I want to try and focus on this dream and try and go even further than what I know is going to cut off soon.
Give me a wisdom save.
Oh god, he said save. I'm gonna fall into a coma and never wake up, guys. Yep.
Donnel, you're trying to force yourself to stay in as the edges of the vision begin to fray and gray out. The image begins to flicker. But you still manage to see as your hand, or the hand of whoever this person was, reaches out and takes the blade, or takes the hilt, holding it. And you feel a sense of warmth, pride, and a loving happiness. Before the vision eventually flickers out and you stumble as you come back to your senses in the chapel.
I wasn't not that heavy. I was trying to make a joke.
That's why he wanted it. Why would he want to destroy it?
Hey, gotta force myself up. You.
Yeah. Yes. Kind of shaking himself back to his senses, just eyes still kind of glued on the sword because of more visions.
Gonna try a direct face to mine.
Yes, sorry, just another one of them there visions.
Do you want something to take your mind off it?
You're gonna hit me, aren't you?
In a manner of speaking. What armor is he wearing offhandedly?
It's the same battered to hell scale mail he's been wearing since session 1.
Nice. Gonna just grab him by the collar of his scale mail. And then pull him into a kiss.
The sword is being gripped tighter like a security blanket now. As now the tables have been turned.
Then a hand on the back of his head, keeping it going.
He is going to reciprocate, as I imagine we go to Jeff.
Indeed.
I was gonna say, after that, just let's go. And just sits down.
Still just kind of standing there. Still just kind of standing there. So that's what you felt like, huh? When, wow, that is very disarming.
Yep.
Just sits
He's
down.
holding the sword up. Right now, I assume.
I realize me asking this is poor timing considering what just happened. Did the blade extend, or is it still short sword length?
As you sit, you glance down to the blade, and it is... The blade of light has increased to that of a longsword.
Just through like 3.
Right.
And it almost has a... It's not as heavy as a true longsword, but it has a comforting weight. Has a comforting weight to it.
All right, just look at the sword for a second, then just kind of lean back. I suppose we're even now, huh?
About.
I'm rest my eyes a bit. If I know you did that, taking all my mind off it. If I start twitching or saying nothing in my sleep, you have, free reign to punch me in the temple.
Why would I? No. I'll punch you in the shoulder.
Well, I was hoping for a deeper, dreamless sleep.
It'd definitely be a dreamless sleep. I'll give you that.
I mean, if I was going to do that, draws magic dagger Caerwyn gave her. I mean, I got this.
Look, you gotta sleep now. We've all had a bit of a day.
She said sleep, he's
Bit of a
out.
couple days.
Meanwhile,
He's out with that sword resting in his lap.
Meanwhile, Sigismund.
Also, she does.
As I just
Gonna say, just a quick look to the priest to see, because realize, oh shit, we're in his church. Like,
The priest is
did
a
he
bit.
take offense?
The priest is still a bit blown away and trying to come to terms with what the fuck is going on today.
First we get a sword made of sunlight. Then these debaucherous youths are fucking kissing in my church.
Okay, but yeah, just gonna lean on the unconscious Donnel. Sorry.
Yes. Sigismund, you're familiar enough with Ismark the Lesser.
after entering the room, I walked in. After having done everything I've done today, I see that one of these beds is empty. I lay down on it, and I just started to look at these two people. So, where you look from?
It clicks in your mind as you're saying it, and he smiles to you. I'm Ismark of Barovia. This is my sister, Irina. We came here seeking shelter from Strahd.
Shouldn't you be taller? Oh, it's sister. You're the less.
Yes, at any rate. What was that all about? It's a glow and it's a blade.
The outsiders found a sword. They made Strahd angry. They ran back here. That's all I know.
Oh, that is just what we need.
Yeah, why are you all here anyway? Or why are you both here?
Seeking shelter for my sister.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Indeed.
So, at the end of your plans, as I sort of turn, and as I said, I sort of turn to look at his sister.
He kind of steps between the two of you. If he's safe for now.
Oh, just alright. Safe for now. You got plans to go somewhere else?
We've heard of an abbey in Krezek.
Wasting your fucking time, I'll never let you in.
I suppose we'll have to see.
I suppose if you want your sister to get caught by whatever's chasing you, that would be the best way to go about it.
Though I'm sure everything has quieted down in this main body of the church, so...
Hold on. Does your sister need refuge anyway?
That is a private family matter.
Well,
For you to concern yourself with.
since I'm gonna be guiding for your people, and gonna be the ones getting you to Krezek, I like to know what I'm dealing with before I take a job.
Quick out of character, did anybody tell him about Ismark and Arena?
Nope.
Oh, never mind then.
Or as far as he knows, it's just us.
Just some random ass people, never mind. It's quieted down. Fine. Stand up. Go back into the church.
The sunlight is less intense, but the sword is still aglow.
Fucking Morning Lord's ass!
You
More like
just
the Morning Lord's cock.
you see Father Lucian from where he's standing standing behind the altar, just kind of glance over to you, with a stern look.
Yeah, I know. Gold in the swear jar.
Church. So yeah, they're all cuddled up over in their corner, sleeping like a couple of silly little people. I am going to open the door to the church and look outside.
There's people milling about talking. Your entrance caused quite a stir. But otherwise, everything seems fine.
Okay. Nobody else, no one out here. No demon-handed asshole. Good. Close door. Don't really have anything to do, so I'm just gonna sit in a pew.
Alright.
Do I dream?
Not this time.
Does he start twitching at all?
Nah, it doesn't have any seizures right now.
Okay, so Strahd failed his curse. Also, he's out.
Why are we even playing the Curse of Strahd? God!
I just removed him from the group because he's been asleep for like 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah,
He ain't waking up.
that's fair.
Yep.
But then you're continuing.
You got rest, and after a while, you all sort of... How long do you guys want to rest for?
He is sleeping. Donnel is sleeping until somebody wakes him up or until a long rest has passed.
I mean, does really comes down to Sigismund because I ain't waking him up.
Look, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the inevitable person in charge to come knocking on this door.
Alright, so a long rest has passed.
You know what? You know what? That's a fair point. We should probably probably actually be ready for that, and I don't want him to get woken up because of somebody just kicking on the door. So I'm just gonna get up, make sure that Donnel doesn't just like start to fall over because there's nothing like leaning up against him. If he's good, just make my way over to the door.
Flump.
Okay. Was that post me walking away?
Yes.
Well, he's
really not your say, bud.
No, that was as soon as she got up and the support was gone on that side, just falling over to where she was sitting, just laying on his side.
Okay, then just grab and slowly pats the pot.
Tink, tink, tink.
It's this weird, or as she's doing that weird moment for Sigismund. I've been sitting in here too long, and is gonna go to the door, open the door, and just sit on the steps. Like, okay, as I step onto the steps, do I still feel the energy?
You do.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit on the steps. I have never been in a church for this long, and I don't like. It's weird.
Strahd's across the street. Have to come out sometime.
Well, sometime. No, I don't.
You can't crap in a church, asshole.
Try me.
Ain't crap in a church, asshole. I'm a
It's
hill
the same
barbarian.
response.
Fuck your town rules.
But yeah, just gotta get up. Notice like how his legs will be like, I can't leave him like that. Just fixed on legs, so he's just laying across the pews. And then go out and join him out front on the steps. When we'll inevitably be questioned for what the fuck were you guys doing?
It's about the end of the long rest when Izek and a pair of the Vallaki guard approach the front of the church.
Is that expecting you a while ago?
Yes, well, I had to lead an emergency patrol around the town. Perhaps you would like to explain why you came charging in with all of hell itself on your heels.
Oh, that's an easy explanation. Because hell itself was on my heels.
That's a less than. Well, just a very candid way to put it, but
Pretty much we
Ezek's
We're
a
in a bit of a
smart
rush.
man. He should understand what I'm saying.
Oh, shit, okay. I need to pay the Vallaki card tokens at some point, because, they're transparent PNG all the way through. Whoops.
So it appears they are.
no wonder they were taking on the vampire spawns so well.
Yeah, they couldn't hurt them. Also, can I get that? Can I get the sun sword like right up? I imagine
yeah.
you made one.
Yep.
Pat, I thank you for not actually keeping it. 3 campaigns I've waited to use this lightsaber.
Anyways, but yeah, because hell itself was.
calling it a lightsaber.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
my
whoops, that's the
explanation.
wrong one. Sorry, hold on.
Ah, yes,
Oh,
this.
God.
It's okay. You didn't hit save, so I didn't actually see what you almost
No, I
gave
gave
me.
it to the wrong person for a second. There was a
Ah,
hot second where Sigismund had it.
Sigismund walks in, steals the sword.
I break his wrist and get the sword back.
But yes, because Maiko's anxiety is kind of flaring up because Izek is here. Who called the cop? Oh wait, never mind. This actually makes sense. I was gonna say, why are the cops here? And it's like, oh right, we kind of brought, yeah.
But no, yeah, so just that's all Sigismund tells him as I do sort of stand up though on the steps. Anything else?
What did you do?
I went up on
Every
it.
Well-
beast of the woods was chasing you.
Well, to put it very bluntly, we went to an old temple, honest, building with a stone dragon in front of it.
Killed someone dead.
And honestly, don't
Apparently, the demon didn't take lightly to that.
kindly and more to the point,
Put my
me
elbow
and
in your
the
stomach. Look up.
she's gonna punch you in the fucking side of the knee for that.
That very quick nudge of haste. Stop talking. Okay, cool.
He's on the gut. But yeah, no, she was on the ground still, but for all the steps, but
Never mind. Fuck it, just do whatever.
You're the one that said you elbowed her in the gut.
Yeah, I meant it as a quick fucking nudge. I'm tired.
then
Get
you
off
should
my
say
ass. Fuck all of you.
But yeah, so a jab with the gut, just okay. You don't do that again. Because I'm assuming Isaac's a smart person, and probably can put two and two together on that now.
Yeah. Isaac's just still staring down the both of you. Fire beginning to dance along the clawed tips of his right hand's fingertips. His right hand's fingers.
Oh, don't, please. We didn't do anything that was, well, we didn't break any of this town's laws or cause any trouble in this town specifically. But look, we went to the top of that place, we found the hilt of a sword, and apparently Strahd didn't take too kindly to us finding it, and then, well, acquiring it.
If you're in Vallaki, by sundown tomorrow night, I will be hauling every one of you to the stocks myself. The Baron entrusted me with the safety of these people. Keeping order, keeping them protected. Your actions make that much more difficult. If the devil sees us protecting you, his wrath falls on Vallaki. Tonight, and no longer. Am I understood?
Yeah, that's actually very fair. Though I would ask one thing.
But
That only pertains to, well, the four of us. Myself, this one, and the two of them inside, not the ones we brought a while ago. Well, I say a while ago, like what, 2 days ago?
they were not with you when you raised the devil's ire. They can stay.
Okay.
And with that, Isaac puts his axe back across his shoulder and gestures to the guards. Take a message to each gate. You, east. What's the other one? You, west. I'll carry it to the north. From now on, we are under double guard. They both nod and hurry off as he makes his way down the road. Remember, he calls back. Tomorrow night, we are outside of these walls.
Tomorrow night.
As he's just, when I'm sure he's out of ear range, bald cunt.
He's entirely right. You know it.
No, not really.
No, he is.
The amount of outsiders that have done something in Vallaki or done something else when Strahd should have burned this place down by now. No, he's not.
Really? Many
However,
of them have caused this much of a, problem for Strahd.
I wouldn't know, but they've been doing it for as long as I can remember. Maybe you are all just especially good at it.
Well, considering apparently from what he said, all of the beasts in the woods were coming for us, we got him especially pissed.
Funny how Isik, sitting in town, would know all about the things the beast in the
He
woods
said-
were doing.
Were you not listening, Dip? You asked or you said you were expecting him a while ago. He said he was patrolling around the fucking outskirts. Come on! He was outside the walls before he came here.
There was an attack, we'd have heard about it.
Maybe they didn't attack the walls. Maybe they were patrolling around the walls and they could see the beasts in the woods in far greater numbers than they should be. Almost as if they're converging on something. But the man's right entirely. He just is. Whether you like him or not is, well, completely irrelevant. Now, come on, we gotta tell the others about this so we can form some kind of an idea.
You don't need me to talk.
Well,
You
considering
don't need me to come up
dragged you
with
into
ideas
this
either.
situation.
Your friend's pretty good at making up ideas and then leaving people.
How do you mean?
Doesn't matter, just go.
No, it kind of does, because...
Oh, it really doesn't.
Really, because it sounds like you're... God, I don't want to say talking shit, but it sounds like, well, you're mocking one of the two of them, and I'd kind of be a bit adverse to that.
Sounds like I'm stating a fact that one of them did.
So, made a plan to get the thing we were going there for the entire time, then went to go get the thing.
He made a plan, left half of his group alone, didn't know the thing was there, he was just going to the house. Decided he wanted to see what was up in that tower.
I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions.
You weren't up there, so you didn't hear what he had said. He had figured it was up there. Because that's what the old... God, Madame Ava basically had said with her card reading. He'd figured it was up there. So, we went up there. He could carry one of the three of us. Carrying either you or the priest wasn't going to work out so well. And if we needed to make a quick escape, like we did, he would have only been able to bring one of us up. Would you look at that? He came up with a plan, a fairly sound, fairly reasonable one. Now, if you're done griping, we should go in and figure out what we do next. considering we dragged your ass into this. And you know what? I'm kinda sorry about that. Because honestly, you're really just a bystander in all this. And I'm sure if you appeal to Isaac and the Baron, I'm willing to let you stay, since we're the ones who
That's
have
funny.
what you want. Yeah, I'd kind of prefer not laughing at me, but we still need to figure out what we do next. And you can either, well, you laughed at it, so probably not this, go and basically beg the Baron and Isaac to let you stay here and not be stabbed by the Devil Strahd. Tries to aim the spit to land outside the hollowed ground.
Manages it.
Or you can or you can stop the griping. You can come in there with me. You can get or wake up the other two, and we can figure out where we go from here. So, what's it gonna be?
I'm just guiding for you. You three make the plan. I'll get you there.
You being the guide would make it pretty invaluable for planning.
Besides, I need to go to a winery towards Kresic anyway, since I apparently only have another day when I'm going to be allowed here.
Well, it sounds like we need to head to a winery in Kresic, or near it.
Near Kresic. I think it's closer to Kresic. Promised to
So,
innkeep I'd go look for his sister.
open the door to the church. Let's go talk to them about that.
Going to get up, go inside. This redhead won't leave me alone.
Yay! Social activity. And then she follows in after him. And she goes over to Donnel's seat. And then she just kind of like baps the pan hard enough to wake him up.
Oh, wow.
So I got good news and I got bad news. Which do you want first?
Give me the bad news.
Getting kicked out of Vallaki tomorrow night. By
That's-
tomorrow night.
That's lovely.
Good
Good
news. We have a potential place we can go.
Alright.
There's a winery near Kresic where that one is going to be heading.
Winery. That might actually be important.
It's important for me. A friend's sister's there.
So is pulling out the pouch with the cards. This one, I think. Grapes grow on vines, right? We're not in some weird world where they don't.
Of course, grapes are on fucking vines.
The leader of the feathered ones, who lives amidst the vines. He has one last fight left in him.
GM, what do I roll to see if that description sounds like someone?
You've never really heard of the feathered ones. But the leader who lives among the vines might be talking about about Old Man Mardukov.
Old Man Mardico? I don't think so. Then again, who knows? One of those cards that should that sword.
Though old, he has one more fight left in him. Madame Ava led us to the sword. I wasn't wanting to go looking for a person until, well, I saw what she could actually see firsthand. And then this one, pulling out the philanthropist. The priest, is he in the room?
At this point, he's headed back to his office.
Priest, nice fellow he is, told me that Krezk is where we could potentially find, well, hopefully another item. It's the only place we have to go on where children once cried. There was a nursery over in the abbey at Krezk. But those are the two options we have. I still don't know what to make of the Mad Dog's crypt.
GM, history roll for the Mad Dog's crypt.
You can certainly attempt to roll.
I shall roll history.
A moment.
Also, Pat, that video clip, that's what you were looking for whenever you were talking about his disingenuous assertions.
Oh my god, let's see.
Lieutenant Commander Shepard just walked up and punched a news reporter. Or the other 2 times he did it.
But if you
In the third game, if you do knock her out, doesn't it kill her?
Yeah, she dies.
No?
No one gives a
No.
shit.
No, she
No,
doesn't
she
die. If you punch her the first 2 times and you go to punch her in the third game, she fucking like throws her hands up and starts doing little fucking shadow boxing essentially. Like, come on! You have to hit her twice.
Well, I was gonna say, she ducks the first one. She's like, ha! Look, I learned clock! Ah!
Well, no, you like
And then you have
punches an electric thing.
No.
Yeah,
No, you just text. Not in the third one. You have a heart-to-heart with her, and she stops being a bitch to you.
If you're yes, Pat. If you go Paragon, but if you go Renegade, I know because
No.
I've done it.
No, that is the renegade option, is to punch her. And there's no electrical thing to zap her to death with. You don't kill her.
I'm probably thinking of somebody else. Anyway. With a 17. You remember a man called Krovel Greslik? It's a historical figure from what your mother once told you. But you know he was called Mad Dog? And that he was master of the hunt at Castle Ravenloft.
Okay, so I conveyed to them that information. I don't know where his tomb would be. Maybe oh, crap. I guess that would depend on how good of a master of the hunt he was.
So our only clue is Castle Ravenloft.
Well,
Well, hold on,
already
crypt.
buried.
The word crypt carries with it, noble manors have crypts. Fucking graveyards have... Do graveyards? No, graveyards don't have crypts. It's mostly found like a
Graveyards-
mausoleum.
Yeah.
Well, no, because a public graveyard wouldn't have a crypt. You'd need like a fucking you'd need something like on par with like France to have crypts.
Yeah, no, like, in a more public graveyard, it'd be a mausoleum instead. Like
So we're
could
looking
have,
for
like-
a private graveyard, essentially.
pretty much.
And we know of 2 of those. One of those we've been in. One is probably in Castle Ravenloft. Do we have any ideas besides the castle? Maybe?
Not offhandedly. But honestly, I don't much know about this place.
I was more directed
You?
towards our guide.
Fair enough.
Can I think of anywhere else he might have a crypt?
Not especially.
only place I could think where the Master of the Hunt would be buried in a crypt is at Castle Ravenloft. I don't remember having heard about him having any lands, but then again, I've only heard a story from my mother a long time ago.
I'm worried about that last. Something about his past is there. Oh wow, people have actually been using the party game journal. I'm actually very happy about that.
Yeah.
I was going in to finally type something for Donnel. It's like, yeah, it's neat. But yeah. Don't worry about that last, but looks... If this old man Mardukov is, well, the Raven, and if the Abbey holds what we need, where do we go first? Because we still need to take and Ismark to Kresik. That is the safest place for them, Madame Ava said.
Well, unfortunately, since we're gonna have to be out of here by tomorrow night, I don't think I can get you to... Okay, can I get... Shane, can I get them to Kresik in a day?
You could reach Kresik in a little under 8 hours. So if you push yourself a bit on the return trip, you could make it there and back before the sunset.
Honestly, I don't think we should really take them out of here, especially if we don't even know if Kresik will let them in. We might be able to push it, but it's also possible that we can go to the winery, then go to Kresik because it's on the way, and then just come back and ask one of the guards to go and get them. Because
Honestly,
keeping them.
If we were to bring, if we're bringing them there in some capacity, I'd prefer we be around them.
I think that one of our best bets may be to bring them with us to Kresik, and then go to the winery. Maybe on the way, if we can find the help there. Maybe stay in the winery and sleep in shifts, keep an eye on them, and then go to Kresik the next day. Because then we can take care of your previous arrangement on our way to Kresik.
Alright, hang on. I need to say this. The winery might not be safe. Because there was supposed to be a shipment, and it didn't come in.
That doesn't bode well. Right. So our options are, we either leave and not be able to come in and collect Ismark and Irina personally to leave Kresik, unless we were to sneak in and out of the town. Go on our own, the four of us, to the winery, see what's going on there, and then go to Kresik to see if they let us in. Or we take Irina and Ismark to Kresik, beseech them to let us in, find out a way to get in, and then go to the winery afterwards. How near to Kresik is it?
I'm pretty sure the winery is on the way, you said, Shane?
It's not quite on the way. It's in the same direction, but the road does split before you get to the winery.
I'm gonna pull out the map. Let's go to the Barovia map.
Alright.
Road splits. Where we get there. So we could just go there now. Two.
It's a bit of a longer trip to get to the winery. The winery, looks like I'm pointing it out for you, is here.
It's not really a longer trip. We get there first, but the problem is then we'd have to double.
My plan would be Krezk first, winery second. That's what I think is best. I don't... we owe Ismark and Irina proper safety, and should the worst come to worst and we need to be able to help them, we won't be able to get back into Vallaki starting tomorrow.
Why the hell does his sister need sanctuary anyway?
She does.
I know she does. I want to know why.
It's not really my place to tell.
Well, if he won't tell me, why the fuck am I risking my neck for something I don't know?
Because whether you like it or not, you're part of this now. Unless you want to take your chances out there alone against Strahd and his cohorts.
No.
Careful. I've been taking my chances alone all my life.
Yeah, Donnel. I get that it's not our place to say, so we shouldn't. But we should probably bring the other two into this conversation then.
I
bring
don't
up-
know if they're awake. That's why I didn't mention it. I'm not sure how long I've actually been asleep.
You're a goof. I'm gonna go see if they're up. Then I'm gonna go see if they're up.
You knock upon the door to the room they've been staying in, and Ismark answers it and looks you over. What's happening?
We'd like to have you and your sister outside. There's a decision that's really yours to make here.
We'll be out in a moment. And true to his word, they emerge a couple minutes later, and Irene looking at the lot of you. So, what is this decision?
Well, first off, your companion here is to know what he's getting himself into. Wasn't my place to say, but if you'd like to tell him why you need sanctuary.
Your brother doesn't want to tell me.
I know. But you do deserve to know the truth. Strahd has some interest in me.
Interested. You know what? Never mind.
He has visited me twice. Compelled my father to let him into our house. Sanctuary, somewhere he couldn't go. We thought Vallaki would be it, but Madame Eva, and then Father Donovich, back home, said that Krezk's Abbey might be best.
If they let you in. Which, again, is at best a coin flip.
Would they really be so cruel as to deny us?
They're
Sanctuary?
superstitious enough to not let a lot of outsiders in. Even people who leave, that just decide to leave, aren't allowed back in. No one's ever gone there asking for sanctuary that I'm aware of, so I don't know.
If they're superstitious, they'll offer sanctuary.
Not
The Gooden folk comes out and times of crisis. And if not, we'll bargain. There's more than enough ways. All I know is, starting tomorrow, 4 of us aren't allowed back in Vallaki.
Ismark kind of blinks. What? What do you
I
mean
pull
you're
up the
not-
sword and turn it on.
That is...
This was a lot of trouble. The lovely... the devil Strahd met us as soon as we collected it. We ran, swam for our lives, turned the blade off to get back here. Now that we're here, well, we brought down a hell of a show with us. And Izek, commander of the guard, rightly didn't like the show we brought into Vallaki. So he wants us gone, according to them. You two were not mentioned, to my knowledge. But
No, but I don't trust him.
I owe it to the 2 of you to get you safely out of here. Get you to Krezk, and make sure you're safe in Krezk. I gave you my word, and I intend to keep it.
There's a moment of a shared glance between the siblings before Ismark steps forward. Well, we know that Irina is safe here for the time being, and I'm sure if you asked the town guard, they would at least send someone to get us.
Depending on who's at the gate.
Depending on what he's once we're gone. It's dependent on a lot of factors, and in all honesty, last couple of days, I don't like leaving things up to chance if I can help it.
That does bring in the greater gamble, though, doesn't it? I mean, if there's Mayas at Krezk, we're sitting ducks.
But you have the 4 of us around you.
We have this now. I'm not going to turn it on, no worries. But this means I can actually give Strahd a bit of trouble now. Me, Mr.
I just
Caerwyn,
thought
and
something.
Sesna.
We
Something?
give them proof that we aren't going to cause trouble, and Krezk is supposedly, according to the Vistani hag and the preacher, much safer. If both of them are saying it, it's probably true. Now, a lot of people have wanted sanctuary or wanted to get in, they've said no. None of them have had that. I point at the sword. If that thing really can kill the devil, and from what I understand, Krezk is very much opposed to him, the chances of them letting us in are somewhat higher.
Sigismund, you know that Krezk wants nothing to do with Strahd. They're not necessarily vehemently opposed or rebelling against, but they don't want anything to do with him. At all.
We'll find a way in, regardless. They'll let us in, there'll be something they want. There's always something people want nowadays. Especially in these times. We'll help them, they'll help us. We ain't really got much of a choice now. Because safe as this place might be, Strahd already got somebody to remove the protection once. And if we're not allowed back inside, we got no idea if he'll do it again.
It's also brought up a point that I can count the people that I trust in this town on one hand.
Ismark speaks up again. But if we leave, if we go, Krezzik does not let us in. If they demand some favor, task.
And if we go and get killed on the way, you'll never know, and you'll get betrayed in here because if Strahd really wants your sister, he'll get her, unless we get to Krezzik.
You're in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Except that here I can remain vigilant against anyone tampering with the place.
And with us, you have 4 of us vigilant and regrettably battle-hardened in dealing with the devil and his companions.
Your sister's the one in danger. Why don't you let her decide?
Because she's... And at that moment, Ernest speaks up. He's right.
Ismark, you want to protect your sister, but she's not a child.
She mays... This life is mine, Ismark.
I do not see her token. Oh, wait, never mind. I remember that.
She's a pretty lady with a stabby stick.
She is.
To remain in this place, if Strahd really wants me, then it puts all these people in danger. But Krezzik is farther from him. And the soothsayer and the priest here, and even Father Donovich, they all say the Abbey is safer. I will trust our chances there. Even if they are wary. I think if we asked, surely they would let us at least watch over us, whilst our friends did whatever task they asked. It is the edge of his realm. His power should be weaker there, yes? You see Ismark for a long moment trying to find something he can say before just looking Irina dead in the eye. No words that escaped my mouth will change your mind, will it? No. Then I suppose we make for Krezzik, the desert. And that's where we'll leave it for the night.